Hello, everybody. We're live. I wanted to jump on here today and ask for some help, ask for some assistance. I want to give just a couple of minutes for people to be able to jump on here live, just in case anybody has any questions about what I want to talk about. I've got a little bit of a rant to give some context around what I need your help with. Some things that I've been really frustrated with for quite a few years now that I just want to be really transparent and open with everybody about, and then hopefully be able to get your assistance, because as many of you that can assist me with this challenge that I am supremely frustrated with, then that's just going to expand my reach and my efforts in being able to help people, avoid some pretty difficult things, avoid some challenges, even some big mistakes that I see happening out there. So needing your assistance on this. Yes, Dominique, Mia here on a Thursday. This is very, very important and something that's been top of mind this week especially. And I just wanted to reach out and share this and hopefully be able to share with you the context of why, and then if appropriate, be able to enlist your assistance. And possibly even depending on who you are being on here, this might be for you directly, but likely for a lot of you, it's going to be someone that you probably know that needs to hear a little bit more about this. So what I wanted to jump on here and share about is I'm preparing to do a webinar in the next week or two about becoming a coach in 2020, because it's been an amazing year. And a challenging year on a lot of levels. And I've been talking with a lot of coaches who are currently coaches, people who want to become coaches and speakers and influencers independently, sharing their life story, their message, making an impact on businesses, relationships, whatever it might be, entrepreneurship. And I believe confidently that there will be more coaches created from 2020 than any other year in the last 30 years. And coaching is one of the hottest industries and fastest growing industries out there. And the challenge, though, is because it's such a growing industry, such a popular thing to consider, it always gets kind of that red ocean effect, as many of you have read that book, The Blue Ocean. In terms of there's a lot of sharks in the water. There's a lot of people trying to do this and they don't have the context. So many coaches with really good intentions go and spend tens of thousands of dollars on all the wrong stuff. They are being taught how to build their brand. I'm sorry, I'm going to talk about this more in the webinar that I do, but I wanted to reach out to our audience directly first before that even happens. Stop investing in your brand unless you're already making over $500,000 a year as a coach. You don't need a brand. You can go through branding exercises, but you don't need to spend $10,000 on that. You can go on YouTube and look up great questions to ask yourself to build a brand. Those are great for the clarity they give you personally, internally, in your conversation, in your value system. But in terms of they're going to get you clients, brands don't get you clients. Once you've got a massively established business and a network of referrals because you're the real deal, then you can start to invest in other things. But anyway, the list is longer than I have time to go through today of all the people that I work with over the last, we've been around for 20 years that want to become coaches or already are coaches, and we're already sold the wrong things. I've worked with a lot of coaches that have spent close to $100,000 on becoming successful coaches that were still spinning their wheels. Sure, they had great ideas about branding. They knew all the strategies that they should deploy that would make sense for a different level of business, a different size of business. And they had the programs and the credentials and all this stuff, but they were still spinning their wheels. And most of their clients, which were very few for most of them, and most people that watched them were given the impression they were much more successful than they actually were. Most independent coaches don't do nearly as well as you think they do. And I don't share that to call them out. I share that out hopefully to draw them out, to say there is a better way. There is a better way to actually make an impact, to actually make an income. If you are a coach or you are an aspiring coach, an independent coach, like a business coach, an executive coach, a relationship coach, an entrepreneurial coach, okay, trying to build your own brand, your own program, your own business in that independent of any other organization, okay, I'm talking to you because there is a better way, okay? I'm getting fed up with all these coach certification programs that pile people in like a giant cattle call, hundreds, thousands of people, so that they can have the I am a certified X and X coach. And then guess what happens? Nothing. They maybe get a couple of their friends and family to kind of go through their program to test it out. But in terms of actually establishing an income that would allow them to go full time, not much usually happens. Now, we have a distinct advantage because we've never had a revenue focus on our coach certification. We do 2 coach certifications a year with 5 to 10 people. That's it, because we want them to be massively successful. Let me give you an example. I'm literally sitting there in our coach mastermind on Tuesday. Every Tuesday, okay, we invest an hour in our active habit finder coaches, that a voluntary mastermind meeting. Some people are in and out when they're available. Others are there religiously. Some pop in once or twice a year just to check in and see how they're doing and any questions they might have. But that's a service that you just get for being a part of this family. And we're sitting there and we're focusing on one brand new coach to get his first paying coaching client, okay? And I'm sitting there, I was like, let's take roll call really quick. Let's take roll call. And I ask, how many of you here, I'm looking at a full Zoom screen of Habit Finder coaches, okay? And they all have their own brands. They all have their own businesses. They're not necessarily out there marketing. I'm a Habit Finder coach because I want that to be their face. As Andrea said, you are your brand. I want it to be them, not Habit Finder. I just give them a foundation for it, okay? And so I'm looking at this full Zoom screen of Habit Finder coaches, all of them. And I go, okay, talking to the gentleman, the brand new coach we've got, that we're excited to get him his first paying coaching client. He just finished the certification and the training, and we're all focused on helping him shortening that learning curve and readjust his strategies to be able to get his first paid client. I said, okay, how many of you, I tell this person, I go, how many, I want you to take roll call. I want you to see who you're about to get advice from. I say, how many of you have acquired a paying coaching client? Okay. Every one of them raised their hand. I'm like, yeah, all right, this is awesome. Okay, so it's our brand new coach that hasn't done that yet, and we're stepping in to really lift him up and build him up and help him adjust some things to get that. Okay, there are other new coaches on there that already have their first paying client. I said, how many of you have a paying coaching client, like an executive coaching client, a business coaching client, a relationship coaching client, a mindset or entrepreneurial coaching client? How many of you have acquired one for more than $2,000? That client paid you more than $2,000. All of their hands were still up. How many of you for more than $5,000? Only a couple of hands go down. How many of you for more than $8,000? And only a couple more hands go down. I'm still looking at a ton of this full Zoom screen of coaches that are charging over $8,000 for their clients and providing tons of value, getting great referrals. Why do I know that? Because we've been in business for 20 years, and 99% of our business, 99% is referrals. That, if that's not indicative that what we teach and how we teach it, the foundation we provide to our Habit Finder coaches works, I don't know what is. That we have never had to have a formal marketing budget in 20 years because we've got some of the most unique technology on planet Earth that only our coaches use. Okay, it's not like I don't want to say any names, but you would definitely know the organization. It's not like a massive coaching organization, and you would know his name if I said it, that certifies coaches and then uses an assessment, a technology that is universally accessible. Anyone can go and use it. Okay, anyone else can go and leverage it. Anyone else can go do that. Only Habit Finder coaches get to use the Habit Finder with their clients. So a totally unique and proprietary platform, totally unique and proprietary principles to actually change how the mind works. So if you want to apply it to working with professional athletes, which we've done within the NFL, which was amazing, If you want to apply it to entrepreneurs, you want to apply it to couples, whatever it is, we provide this foundation. I'm sitting here looking at a Zoom screen full of people that have been taught this, that the vast majority are successful. Okay. We've got several that have gone full time. We've got several that have completely changed their world in generating millions of dollars for themselves as successful coaches. Now, we are gatekeepers. We're not interested in coaches that want to be rich and famous. We just love that to be a natural outcome of being great coaches with great instruction. So I look at this and I start looking around and I'm like, am I just biased? Am I totally biased about the quality of what we do at Habit Finder? About the impact this can actually have on publicly traded companies and executives of major corporations, down to mom and pop entrepreneurs, down at hundreds of thousands of people in home-based businesses, relationships, all kinds of stuff. Anywhere where mindset matters, which is just about everywhere. Am I biased? And then I started paying attention. And in fact, I got slapped in the face with it this week. Okay, a really, really dear friend of mine, an incredibly high caliber coach who's worked with titans out there in many different industries, texted me and said, hey, I've got a client that's looking for coach certification to be a business coach. Do you have anything coming up? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I'd be happy to talk to him, work with him. And you know, very few questions asked because of the quality of this coach, this mentor that I know that was saying this. And he said, how do you want me to introduce you? And I said, just introduce us via text so I can just reach out and have my assistant set up a time for an interview. And this was the introduction. Okay. He said, after introducing us, said, I want to introduce both of you. You're both amazing, blah, blah, blah. Then he said, these are the exact words. The Blanchard Group, which is us, Habit Finder, me and my dad are the owners. The Blanchard Group is the gold standard for coaching certification. They are the one and only real deal. You will be taken care of and equipped to crush this new business. I was like, oh, first of all, that warmed my heart because this is someone that doesn't BS. This is someone that works with people worth millions and even billions of dollars and doesn't goof around when it comes to coaching and real transformation, who isn't formally a part of my organization. I go, okay, that's pretty amazing. Then another, one of the top business consultants we've ever worked with, after spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on business consulting for our business over the last 20 years, we finally found the gold standard, borrowing from what this friend and colleague of mine had said about us. And he was asked by another major organization that if I said this guru's name, you would totally know who this is. Trust me. If you haven't heard of this person, you've been living under a rock somewhere. And this organization was interested in acquiring a coaching company. They said, do you know any coaching companies that are for sale? To this incredibly successful business consultant who has worked with us and since become a very dear friend of mine. And he said, I don't know any for sale, but I only know one that's worth buying. And he was talking about us because of where we get to with people, what we can actually measure and actually shift in mindset, and that we are incredibly picky about who we will allow to use these tools because they are powerful. And if you are the right person, if you are authentic, you have integrity, and you want to do this for the right reasons, that you don't mind that an outcome would be becoming wealthier and being more successful, but knowing that that is directly tied to the actual value you can provide other people, we take very careful care. It's why I refer to our Habit Finder coaches as family, not just as coaches or students or mentees or whatever it might be. And he goes on to say there's only one that I would ever think about acquiring in terms of this space, in terms of mindset and strategy and coaching in this space and getting obstacles out of the way up here in this space between your ears, so that the easier stuff, which is what to do and where to do it and all the stuff that people are spending an inordinate amount of money on to hear the same types of things over and over again while not changing what's up here. That's what Habit Finder coaches do. And it just hit me. I was like, I can't stay quiet anymore. And I've been bold at different times, but I felt impressed to get on here today and just be really clear. If you know someone, and maybe you are that someone that has wanted to be an independent coach, has wanted to develop a coaching practice, a real business, okay? to be able to grow and to be successful, to have the support that is not built on tiers and upsells, but is built on a family environment where I meet every week to mentor and mastermind with our Habit Finder coaches every week for an hour. And that's just part of being in the family. They pay nothing for that to go on in perpetuity. And to be able to provide strategies for marketing. There's a place for that. Strategies for how to expand your network, how to be able to coach more effectively so that your clients have incredible experiences and can't help but tell you who they know that you could serve. It's why our coaches are doing what they're doing. Okay, it's why I watched a gentleman from Blackfoot, Idaho, quit his job this last week, working part-time as a Habit Finder coach, and now making more money than he's ever made in his life. Because it's not just about the diligence and the hard work. It's got to be the diligence and the hard work with the right direction and the right support. Okay? But I need your help. If we can prevent a couple of people from spending a ridiculous amount of money to go in circles with bells and whistles that sound amazing, that don't make a difference unless you're already a $500,000 coaching practice or more a year, then I'd love to talk to that person. I'd love to find out what really drives them. I'm going to have them take a Habit Finder, obviously, so I can see how they think and then find out if this is a great fit for them being able to build their own practice. Now, I know several of you that are watching this are part of organizations that we coach into. This is not necessarily for you, okay? We want to continue to support you and work with you in being the best mentor and leader, okay? And even some of those organizations, you call yourselves coaches within that organization. I'm talking about people independent of those things. I'm talking about people that want to create a coaching practice, business, executive, sports related, whatever it might be, independently, that need a foundation that they don't want to spend 20 years and $12 million perfecting. Because we'd be happy to provide that for you if you're the right person. So I need your help. Who do you know? Who do you know in your professional environment, your personal environment, that is trying to be a coach? And maybe they're trying pretty successfully. You know, maybe they're doing all right. Like one of my coaches who was doing pretty good, $120,000, $140,000 a year, cleared over $500,000 last year. Because he finally had some tools and some traction to take his incredible life experiences, his fire for being able to pour into other people, and just give it a little bit of calibration, a little bit of direction, and a solid foundation. But still his company, his brand, his life, his experiences. So it's not he's not walking out there as a Habit Finder minion. We're behind the scenes making him very successful in using technology and tools and practices that he can work into what he's already doing. Or the countless consultants I've worked with who did great and then got in and had an edge. It feels like an unfair competitive advantage to be armed with what Habit Finder has access to. So what I would like from you, if you know one of these people, is very simple, okay? I want them to go to habitfinder.com/coach application. Or if you'd like to give them a little nudge, you can go to habitfinder.com/coach application and put in their contact information. Please, there's a notes portion in the bottom. If you're putting in contact information for someone you're referring, put your information in the bottom of that, okay? And why, how you know them, and a little bit about who they are, so that we have some context in reaching out to them to say, hey, so-and-so thought that you would be a great fit for this. And for those of you who would be gracious enough to refer us, because like I said, most of our coaching business is referrals, because when there's that personal connection, some kind of social proof, it seems to bring a higher caliber client. It's the same with coaches. Okay. That's why I prefer most of our coaches to come from referrals from our existing coaches, from people that they've worked with that are like, I want to be able to do what you do, or from our clients who have worked with us and are like, you should learn to do what they do. And I'd like to give you a significant financial thank you for if those people join us after an interview, if they're qualified and go through that process and they join to get certified. Again, we do 2 certifications a year. Next one's coming up in September. Got a couple of spots left for that because we don't do giant certifications. because the more there are, the more diluted the support becomes, and the less likely those coaches are to become massively successful, become six-figure, multiple six-figure, even seven-figure coaches. Not because we're sitting here going, yeah, we've got thousands of certified coaches. No, we are very particular, because what we do is not for everybody. You want to go be strategic, you want to go be purely tactical and not worry about how you make your money. There's a lot of coaches out there that are making a lot of money teaching other people how to get other people to buy from them to make a lot of money. It's pyramid scheming is really what it is. It's really what it comes down to. I don't mean to be disrespectful. I get a little fed up sometimes of interviewing coaches who've already spent $50,000, way more than it costs to become a Habit Finder certified coach, and have upsold into this program and bought this place that's going to teach you these funnels and this place that's going to teach you this copy and teach you these email sequences and whatever else, and then give you this cookie cutter thing to coach from. It's not what we do. And that's why our coaches are more successful per capita and make more money per capita than any other coach certification program on the planet. That's why my friend and colleague said the Blanchard Group is the gold standard for coach certifications. They are the one and only real deal. His words. So thanks for listening. I really hope, because what's great about this is I don't need a massive wave. In fact, that would be a little overwhelming. I did this once before, about a little over a year ago, and it brought me one of my favorite coaches that we've got. Because someone just said, oh, I think they could be the one. I think they really deserve this. And they went on a limb and referred them to us. I interviewed them, and they're an incredible human being. So jumping on this live just to find one more person like that, one more person that, like one of my coaches that joined me late last year, who paid for her coach certification before she was even done with the training. I still have the text. Paul, I just got my third client for $3,500. She hadn't even finished our certification. Now, she was a professional. It's not like she was swindling people. She already had a lot of life experience to bring to the table. She just needed it calibrated and pointed in a direction that could be even more helpful and even more clearly communicated to other people. And before we even finished, she had made her investment back. And everything else after that's going to be gravy as she continues to build her businesses and what we have to offer, and many others. So anyway, I think that's about it for today. Just hoping for somebody out there who knows the next person that's supposed to be in the Habit Finder coach family to build a business like this. Does it happen overnight? No, for sure not. Okay. Is everybody that's ever been certified as a Habit Finder coach successful? No. But we are massively better in percentages and income and ratios. No one else comes even close. All the digging I've done, all the research I've done, all the people I've interviewed that are part of all the other major coach certifications you've probably heard of, even the ICF accredited whatever ones, as if the accreditation is going to get you clients. Okay, as if you're going on LinkedIn going, oh man, they're a so-and-so certified coach. I'm definitely going to hire them. No, it's relationships. It's connection. It's being able to tell somebody else something about themselves that no one else could have seen, no one else could have told them, and no one else could have guided them. And we provide that platform, that technology, that history, that proven, battle-tested piece to our Habit Finder coaches. So if that's you, or that's somebody you know, habitfinder.com/coach application. And let's find out. And maybe like when I had a similar conversation like this on Facebook a year or 2 years ago, we'll find the right person. It always seems to happen. The right person shows up. Maybe even a couple of the right people, because I'm not looking for 100 of you. Okay? Look forward to getting there as we go along, but I want to make sure that each and every one that comes in is set up for success. And I appreciate your assistance in helping us find those people. So thank you so much. Appreciate your time. Everybody create a great day, and look forward to seeing hopefully the high quality handful of people that might come from this conversation see if we can't find the one or two that are ready to take this on. So take care, everybody.